My philosophy towards education is I want every student to leave my class prepared for either college or some other form of post-secondary education, or even possibly employment in some cases. I want to make sure every student is prepared when they walk out that door, they have the tools they need to be a successful, productive person in either realm, either immediate work or post-secondary education. My career in teaching, I decided to pursue that when I was in college. I was coaching a lot of youth sports at the time. And one of the assistants with me on one of those teams was a college professor at Missouri Western where I was at. And he said, have you ever thought about education? And at that point in time I had, and I was almost done with a mechanical engineering degree at the time at Missouri Western. And it was just a few short classes, more of the educational sequence, and that's where I decided that that's what I wanted to pursue, because I really liked working with the younger kids, with the adolescent kids. It was a fun time for me. It was good to show them different things that they could do even in the sports arena, and hopefully that did translate over to the academic area. The greatest challenge facing students, every student has a unique challenge when they walk through your door. You have to learn to adjust to those challenges. It may not be within the building, it may be something that's happening outside the building that student's encountering. If you don't learn to adjust those challenges, like I said, every student's unique. It could be financial, socioeconomic, it could be anything challenging to that student. It may be the work they're doing in class is a challenge to them. You have to learn to adjust to do that, to accommodate those challenges so every student can learn. The style of teaching we use is technology-based in my area. Every student understands technology to a degree. It's unique because now they're using that technology for a practical purpose, more so than just playing on their cell phone or playing on a tablet or using a computer at home. They're now using that technology for constructive purposes to create something with, to design something with. With the student being able to use the technology for that purpose, it makes teaching our design classes very easy, our applied physics courses through PLTW very easy. They understand the technology when they see it. They know that they're comfortable with it, they're familiar with it, they're going to understand it a little bit better than they did before they came in the door. The greatest aha moment for me as a teacher, and every teacher should experience this their first year, but I know they can't because of what I'm about to say, but they should have that student come back and visit them that says, what you did influenced my decision to be what I am now. I had that opportunity about 2 weeks ago. A student I saw at a local store, he caught me now and goes, Mr. Stobaugh, I've now graduated from Rolla. I'm a metallurgical engineer, which was really cool to me because that's a very tough degree to pursue. And he said because of what he learned in my class is what made him pursue that opportunity out there for him. The biggest challenges we face in the classroom is student accountability. I think it's got to be a focus at some point to make the student more accountable. So when they graduate, they go on to college, they'll become hopefully better citizens, better mothers, fathers, whatever, husbands, wives, make them more accountable for their own actions as opposed to not being accountable for it. There's a lot of funny moments, but one of them stands out particularly. We were doing engineering calculations on a dry whiteboard in the room. And as I was going through these calculations, I thought what I had was an overhead pen in my hand, and it was actually the Sharpie. So we're just doing calculations with an actual Sharpie on the dry whiteboard, which doesn't always work out well for you. And I didn't think any of the students had noticed it, so we just kept doing the calculations, kept going. And at one point, one of the students says, Mr. Stobaugh, that's a Sharpie in your hand, not the overhead pen you thought you were using. Just kept working. Needless to say, there was about an hour or two worth of scrubbing after that to get it clean, which it did come clean, but it was very embarrassing for me as a teacher because I thought, wow, here I am, the teacher. I'm supposed to know the difference between a dry white marker and a Sharpie. So that was probably the most fun moment.